Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, so what if you could solve two of the biggest problems in the entire tech world with just one single idea? Seriously, on one hand, you've got founders with brilliant product ideas but no money for a team. And on the other, you have aspiring tech professionals who have the skills but can't get that first break. Today, we're going to break down how one company is trying to fix both at the same time.
So, let's say you're a founder. You have a world-changing tech idea. It's all mapped out in your head. But there's just one little problem. You're bootstrapped. You just don't have the cash to hire the developers and designers you need to actually build the thing. It's a classic startup roadblock, right? But what if you didn't need a huge budget?
And then there's the other side of the story. This is the classic catch-22 that drives everyone trying to break into tech absolutely crazy. You've got the skills, you've done the courses, you have the passion, but every single job posting demands real-world experience that you literally can't get without a job. It's so frustrating.
So what if you could take that founder who's desperate for talent and connect them with the talent that's desperate for experience? You see where this is going, right? This is where the story gets really interesting, because it turns out there's a platform built on this exact idea.
And we're not talking about some small-scale experiment here. We're talking about a global talent pool of over 57,000 people. And they're from 146 different countries, all looking to contribute their skills. That is a massive, motivated force, just ready to get to work and build something cool.
And the company making all these connections happen is called SkilledUp Life. It's designed as what's known as a two-sided marketplace, acting as the perfect bridge between those early-stage tech companies and this huge global pool of skilled individuals.
So what does a two-sided marketplace actually mean? Well, it's a model where two totally different groups of people get value from each other. You already know this model. Think about Airbnb connecting hosts and travelers, or Uber connecting drivers and riders. For SkilledUp Life, the more startups that need talent, the more opportunities there are for volunteers. And of course, the more skilled volunteers that join, the more valuable the platform becomes for startups. It's a cycle that just feeds itself.
This really gets to the heart of the whole thing. It's a win-win. For founders, this is all about lowering the risk. They can build their product, test it out, and find that all-important product-market fit without burning through tons of cash or giving away precious equity. And for the volunteers? Well, the payoff for them is pure career currency. They're gaining that verifiable, real-world experience that employers are actually looking for.
Okay, so that's the what and the why. But how does this all work in the real world? Let's get into the mechanics of how these teams and careers actually get built on the platform.
Now, for founders, there's a really clear roadmap. But what's really interesting isn't just the steps themselves, it's the order they're in. Before you even think about finding a developer, you validate your idea. Okay, that makes sense. But then, and this is the absolute key, you build an HR team of volunteers first. They become the engine for finding and managing the rest of your team, and that is the secret to scaling this whole operation without you, the founder, getting completely overwhelmed. And we're not just talking about finding one or two people to help out. No, you can assemble an entire professional-grade product team. We're talking a product manager to guide the vision, a business analyst to map it all out, UI/UX designers to make it look amazing, and of course, the back-end and front-end developers to actually code it. You can even get QA testers and a DevOps specialist. It's basically the entire brain of a tech company, all sourced from this one talent pool.
The model places this huge emphasis on that HR team. And for good reason. They call them the unsung heroes. And it makes total sense, right? When you're trying to tap into a talent pool of over 57,000 people, you can't possibly do it alone. This volunteer HR team becomes your operational core. They handle the recruiting, the onboarding, the management, so you can stay focused on the big picture. They're what unlocks the whole system.
You might be wondering, okay, but how do I manage all of this with no budget? The answer is by using the super powerful free versions of tools you probably already use. We're talking Slack or Zoom for all your communication, Google Drive for keeping documents organized, and tools like Trello or GitHub for project management. This is exactly how a bootstrap company can operate just like a fully funded one.
And now, back to the volunteers. For them, this quote says it all. This is the core of the entire deal. They aren't working for free. They're trading their time and their skills for the one thing they can't get anywhere else: credible, legitimate, portfolio-worthy experience.
And what's cool is that this ecosystem isn't just for people starting out. It offers something for every career level. If you're new, you can grab a junior role and start building that CV. If you're mid-career and you want to get into management, you can lead a team for the first time. And if you're already a seasoned pro, you can take on a high-level strategic role. It's a platform for growth, no matter where you are in your career.
Now, for a system like this to actually work and not fall apart, you need to have really clear rules and boundaries. That kind of transparency is what builds trust on both sides. So let's get into the fine print.
All right, let's be super clear about the commitment. The standard deal is for about 1 to 3 hours of work per day under a 3-month volunteer agreement. And it is stated very clearly, this is unpaid. There are no stipends, no cash, and absolutely no guarantee of a job at the end. The payment is the experience. It's the new skills you walk away with. That's the deal.
The platform is also very particular about who can join as a company. It's built for tech, product, startups, and e-commerce businesses. Basically, companies that are building a scalable digital product. It specifically does not include service businesses like marketing agencies or consultancies. This focus makes sure that the kind of work being done is a perfect match for what the volunteers are looking to learn. Of course, the first question any founder is going to ask is, but what about my secret sauce? What about my IP? SkilledUp Life addresses this head-on. It all starts with having strong volunteer agreements in place. But beyond that, they also recommend smart practices, like separating your front-end and back-end code so no single person ever has all the keys, and using an API to control data access. These are just smart, essential safeguards.
So when you boil it all down, this is the engine that makes the whole thing go. It's a value exchange, not a simple transaction. One side brings the vision and the opportunity, the other side brings the skills and the drive to learn. It's this powerful, self-reinforcing loop where startups get built and careers get launched, all fueled by mutual need and ambition.
And this leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. You know, in a world where talent is global and remote work is becoming the default, could a model like this be the new normal? Is this the future of how we build the next generation of great tech companies and how we launch the careers of the next generation of tech talent? It's a pretty powerful idea. Thanks for watching The Explainer.